It looked like you dicking, gang.
XQC is out here going full-on detective mode and calling out Kai Cenat's boys, Reggie and Rakai, for some seriously sus view numbers. And like, bruh, it's honestly hard to ignore the major red flag that went up. You know how it goes. These streamers go from rocking a comfy 1,000 viewers to suddenly pulling in 60,000.
30% validated viewer? I mean, you have to be kidding me, right?
I'm not saying they're cheating. Okay, fine. Maybe I am, but like, how does someone go from 1K to 60K? Like it's no big deal. Unless, you know, there's some view botting going on. I mean, it is 2025. People are getting more creative than ever with that stuff. And you know some shady nonsense happens behind the scenes when the money's flowing. Oh, and this spike happens in one day. One freaking day. That's not even just a glow up. That's like watching someone grow wings and start flying while the rest of us are trying to figure out how to start a fire. Now, XQC isn't just out here throwing shade for fun. Nah, he's been keeping tabs on this stuff for ages. Kai Cenat, being the good bro he is, has been hyping up his friends like they're the second coming of gaming or something. Brought them a house, shows them on their streams, and basically gave them all the clout they need to jumpstart their careers to the next level. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not accusing Kai or his crew of doing this intentionally, but you know how the internet works. When something doesn't add up, people start looking for answers. And right now, the only one digging deep is XQC. Let's not kid ourselves, the whole, "Oh, I just blew up overnight because I'm so talented" line is tired. No one's buying it. If you're pulling 60K out of nowhere, people are gonna notice. And guess what? XQC definitely noticed. He pulled out the receipts and found a lot of inconsistencies.
When the number is like that, it's just no good. Like it's not. Is that? And you compare some of these other guys. Sometimes, yeah, it's what like it's up and it just doesn't add up. That's motion, brother. 37% validated viewer, bro. 30% validated viewer. I mean, you have to be kidding me, right? Brother, that's less than 30%. Bro, that's 31% validation. Bro, 31% validation. That's not motion, that's counter motion.
He started digging into Reggie and Rakai's viewership, and guess what he found? Huge suspicious jumps in their numbers. I'm talking 1K to 8K to 60K in an hour. XQC notices that their chat actively is wildly off. I'm talking a 20% engagement rate, which is insanely low for streamers who are pulling in massive numbers. I mean, what's the point of having 60K people watching if only 20% of them can be bothered to even click something in chat? That's the type of ratio you see when you're trying to fake it till you make it with some view bots. If you're not familiar with the term, it's basically when people use bots to inflate their viewer count and trick everyone to thinking they're a big deal. If you weren't convinced already, let me hit you with the math that makes no sense at all. Rakai's sitting there with 100 live viewers. That's crazy numbers, right? But then when you check his sub count, he's got 4,000. 4,000.
Yeah. How crazy this shit is. There's 100,000 people watching us right now. What the?
Doesn't add up, right? Someone even said math, they ain't mathin'. Now you compare that to the likes of Kai Cenat, who, let's be real, has massive numbers but also real engagement. The dude gets 100K viewers and somehow manages to have 100K subs to match. That's how the numbers are supposed to work. Real viewers watch, real subs follow. It's not rocket science. Kai's been getting all emotional and defensive on stream. Gotta give him props for the passion, but when it comes to going head to head with XQC, he didn't exactly bring a solid argument here. He keeps coming at XQC.
It looked like you dicking, gang.
It doesn't even address a thing about viewbotting when even the finger wasn't right at him this time and said it was at Rakai.
It looked like you dicking, gang. It looked like you dicking, gang.
He just keeps venting about how every time something good happens for him or his crew, XQC has to throw shade. Sure, it's clear he's tired of the drama, but all that frustration doesn't exactly disprove what XQC said. And let's be real for a second, If you were sitting on the throne of 100k viewers and your friends were getting crazy exposure, wouldn't you want to shut down any accusations too? I get it, but you can't just wave your hands and dismiss the numbers XQC laid out. Those numbers don't lie. You gotta have something more than feelings to explain why your chat's 20% engaged when you've got 60,000 eyeballs on you. Kai's over here playing defense, but he's failing big time.
It looked like you dicking, gang.
Whenever his friends Reggie and Rakai get a little success, XQC is right there throwing shade. And you know what? I'm not even mad. Honestly, I kind of get it. Kai's like, XQC always got something negative to say whenever we win. Like, bro, you're mad because someone's calling out the weird stuff going on. And don't give me that pattern of criticism nonsense. Maybe XQC is just noticing patterns that actually exist. Honestly speaking, you don't get to sit on your throne of success throwing attention because someone's pointing out your questionable growth. Like, if I saw one of my boys skyrocketing with zero effort and weird numbers, I'd be side-eyeing that too. But here comes Kai acting like XQC's the problem for pointing out the obvious?
It looked like you dicking, gang.
Nah, man, this ain't it.
It looked like you dicking, gang.
XQC's calling out the stuff that doesn't add up, and Kai's out here playing victim, trying to turn the whole situation into an XQC's jealous of our success story. And then, like, he goes on full knight in shining armor for Reggie and Rakai, acting like they're innocent little angels. Dude's defending them like they're above suspicion. Sure, I'll give him credit for loyalty, but it's a little too sweet considering the facts.
Y'all saying cap. No. Y'all saying cap. I'm being dead ass. Reggie don't be on Twitch. Bro, oh my God, okay, hold on. Reggie is not on Twitch. This nigga's really a hood nigga that's just live. Do y'all understand that?
Maybe they didn't do anything shady themselves, but do you think their teams don't get involved in this stuff? Come on, but instead of being like, hey, let's take a hard look at the numbers and clear up any confusion, Kai's like, no way, my friends would never do that.
It looked like you dicking, gang.
That's some ride or die energy, but it's also naive as hell. Now the internet is pointing fingers at Kai, with one person even saying, average Kai chimp out with being called out. Always hooting and hollering when he's called out for doing something wrong. And of course you got the defenders coming out of the woodwork like classic internet sleuths trying to make sense of the madness. First there's the whole crib meta thing where streamers live together just vibe on camera, like a big happy streaming family. That, they say, might explain the viewer spikes.
Couple niggas.
It's probably not fine-tuned, now that I said it though.
No, hell no. I don't think SQC fell off. Fuck no. Hell no. SQC did not fall off. I'm just saying, nigga. This is how it may look.
Okay, respect that, I respect that.
That wasn't even a sneak this, so don't even try to do that. But I'm just saying, bro, like, don't
I fell off.
what he got going on.
Fair
You
enough.
feel me? And this is no diss. I'm not dissing nobody. I'm just saying how it looks on an outside perspective. You feel me? But like, I'm pretty sure Felix knew all of that shit.
Okay, I get it. When you've got a crew all streaming in the same house, you're bound to have some overlap, some cross promotion. But let's be honest, that's not enough to explain 60k viewers when you're used to 1k. Unless their crib has some secret portal to the algorithm gods, it's still looking a little sus. XQC doubled down like a man on a mission, because this was a hill to die on. He doesn't back off, and in fact, he didn't even understand why Kai was even mad about the whole thing.
How am I on his day? How is that anything to relate to him? I don't get it. Well, I'm just confused on how that it's about him. I literally singled him out as like, it's not part of the problem.
I'm about to just let shit rain. Like, I'm tired. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. F all of that shit. F all of that. Be honest. This is no bias. This is no letting off aggression.
Bro, I'm so confused.
Now he swore by his analysis and knowledge he truly believed someone was messing with the viewership numbers. Whether it was the streamers themselves, their viewers, or someone on their team, XQC was convinced something shady was going on.
Somebody's doing something that's tampering. It doesn't matter. I'm not even saying who's doing it. I don't care. Somebody's doing something, and it's skewing and tampering. That's it. Nothing else. There's nothing about it. And when he says that, oh, I know he doesn't believe that. No, I absolutely believe that with my everything that I stand for. I do believe that, but that doesn't belittle them. It doesn't make them lesser. Bro, 2 months ago, I got botted for 3 days in a row. Am I evil ever? Would I say Yo, I was even saying, yeah, I got botted today. I don't give a the 3 days of botting don't make me feel any lesser about my career. And if somebody said, yo, dude, XQC's.
And people pointed out how he never even fully explained the whole view botting thing. Bro, his picks XQC called out his crew LMAO. Whole lot of words and not one thing was said to deny the view botting allegations. He even joked about being labeled obsessed like some kind of weirdo. But honestly, I don't blame him. He's like the only one saying what everyone's thinking but is too scared to say out loud.
Like, I don't get it. Well, I'm not obsessed. I've always been obsessed.
And then, of course, he threw in a twist. Maybe it's not even Reggie or Rakai doing it directly. Maybe it's their teams or agencies pulling strings behind the scenes without them even knowing. You gotta admit, that theory's got some weight. Imagine if Reggie and Rakai didn't even realize their own teams might have been juicing their numbers behind their backs.